Welcome back to the Gadget Spot.
I made it another week.
Oh, Jarron.
That was James.
That one was James.
I'm really excited that he's here this time.
What a bunch of nerds.
I'm drinking soda.
Hey,
Don't
I'm
tell my
excited
wife.
to be back. It's
Yeah.
been a long 2 weeks.
Yeah, it has been a long 2 weeks. It's been an eventful couple of past days. The rest of the time was kind of boring tech-wise.
Yeah.
But
It's been huge.
we got lots of big news from this weekend and in the last day or two. So,
And today.
but we're going to start off with introducing everyone.
Yeah.
Hey, you got it this time.
That's right. In front of me, we got Owen.
Hey there, I'm Owen. You can follow me on Twitter at TechNoan.
How many followers do you got now?
You know, I haven't checked. It's got to be in the 5s or
Double digits.
10s-ish. I'm probably moving up there into the 10-ish.
Hey. I mean, I have the second lowest follower count, so
Yeah.
I'm
haven't
I'm
put a
happy
lot of-
you're going up.
I haven't done like James. I haven't put a lot of
Effort.
effort into my followers. There's been no campaign for
I did
following.
something cool once,
Yeah.
and I'm pretty much riding off that.
See, and I need to do something cool.
Ride
so.
the wave.
Anyway,
I've done something cool. None.
yeah, so that's
It's all
me.
good.
At TechNoan.
At TechNoan.
Sweet.
I'm Jarron at Jarron Jarron.
Good job. Way to spell that.
Is that it? You're cutting me off.
I thought
All right.
I was like, is this what I
got,
take over?
I got like
No.
20, 25, 30 seconds.
I'm just
I know.
excited that you're spelling your name because a lot of people don't know how to spell Jarron.
Or pronounce Jarron.
They didn't-
It's not Jaron
they've never
or
heard of it.
Jaron or
It could be Jaron.
Jared.
That's pretty cool.
Or
All right.
Jarom.
So keep this rolling, Jaron. What's going on?
What's
That's
your
it.
Twitter handle? What's your Twitter handle?
Twitter handle.
That was it.
That was it. At Jaron.
Oh, shoot,
Yeah.
really?
Yes.
Oh, I thought you were just saying I'm here.
No, whenever I introduce myself, I spell my name for everyone's benefit, okay?
What's up, homies?
All right.
Yo, my name is James in the T Hizzle house. I can't do that.
Yeah. that was
Excitable
terrible.
James here. Woo! Yeah.
Hey, James.
And you might know me. I produce a different podcast. I do the Geek Show podcast.
Video
And-
produce.
Yeah,
I thought
video
Tony
produce.
produced it.
I produce
Well, you
audio.
produce the audio, and I
Whoa,
do
he's
the
gunning
video
for your
producing.
job.
Get out of here.
Sorry. And then my Twitter handle is at JDD Jensen. JDD is for ADD. And that's it.
Cool. And I am the host, Tony. Check me out on Twitter at QuadTTony. If you want to, get tweets about tech and fart jokes and complaining about work,
If you're the host, what does that make us?
that makes you panelists.
Oh.
Can I be the host?
I thought that was obvious.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
I've never questioned.
That's fine.
Or you can check me out on Geek Show Podcast as well.
Wait. I thought panelists were temporary.
No.
No, that's a temporary panelist.
Oh,
Exactly.
hence the word temporary.
Yes.
Okay.
Then what's a pain a list?
I don't know where this is going.
All right.
That one.
An
So-
houripist?
All right, Tobias Funke. Let's go into the emails. We got.
Can I be an houripist instead of a panelist?
I guess.
All
But
right.
getting weird.
What?
Nothing.
All right, let's just power through, guys.
We
Power
already
through.
did. Shut up. It's time for
Power
email.
through.
All right.
Hey, we got emails this week, and we're going to read them all. Here we go. Ryan, he says, love the show. Hey, Gadget Spot. Thanks for what you do.
Thanks,
You're
Ryan.
welcome. I wanted to let you know that I really love the show. We love it, too. You all make me laugh and help me with cool gadgets. I recently moved to Idaho, but work in Jackson, Wyoming, so sometimes I've been listening to you guys while I cross the Idaho state line.
Whoa.
Does that count as having listeners in multi-states? Yes, it does.
Sure does.
Done.
Counting it.
Thanks.
One person, two states.
Wyoming is barely a state, but
What was his
Whoa.
name?
sorry, Wyoming
Oh,
listeners.
It was
Let's not-
Ryan.
yeah.
Ryan, right?
Let's not.
Chris.
Let's not offend. It's not.
Don't
Sorry.
offend our three listeners there.
No, he doesn't.
Sorry, Wyoming.
No,
I love
one
you
listener,
guys.
2 states.
Yeah.
All right. Question: have you thought about a podcast sign-off or catchphrase? If so, what would it be? Thanks again, Ryan H. Ryan H.
What would be
H to
mine?
me means horny. So
I don't know
He just
why.
automatically.
It just is. It's
yeah.
a
Well,
letter in the
I had
English alphabet.
I had a Korean once, and whenever he asked if I
You
was
had
horny,
a Korean once? What does that mean?
Foreign exchange student.
Yeah, but you can't say I had a Korean.
No.
once.
Should
Well,
say,
he would say I
technically-
had an American.
I had a Korean in my house.
Yeah. So I was just abbreviating.
I
love
For-
him.
I had a Korean. That still sounds. It's like
Very
I had
ownerly.
woman. I had woman.
No, he definitely had an article in there that said,
Anyway,
Oh, okay, my
for
bad.
some reason, this Korean liked to ask if I was horny.
What?
And instead of saying
What?
horny, he would say, Jarron, are you H? So I associate H with horny. Sorry.
That's a good story. That's saved
So
in
I think that
memory
would be
forever.
my podcast sign off right there. Yeah.
You're
Are you H?
Are you H?
Are you H?
Yes.
Wow.
See, the thing with podcast sign-offs, real quick, is they have to come naturally. Whoa. They have to just kind of appear organically, and we
They do.
haven't got one yet.
Yep. Yeah,
So,
we're
someday we'll get one.
Far from organic.
Yeah, you got that right. Email number 2.
All right. Nathan, he says E3 exclamation point times 4.
Yeah!
So assuming that you guys are going to be keeping tabs on E3, yes, we will, as much as I am, and that your next podcast is going to have a lot of gaming news and impressions, I hope, you should probably wait until the last day of E3, or at least until all the major press conferences are done to record. But anyway, my question is, what game are you most excited for? Even though it's only June 3rd and E3 may have some surprises, I'm most excited for Titanfall 2. What were your E3 highlights, likes, dislikes? Thanks, Nate. Love the podcast. Go G-Spot. Tony, want to take this one?
Sure. We will definitely be covering all of E3, but we are recording today, and there's only been a couple of keynotes so far, so we're going to do all that stuff in this podcast episode, and then in 2 weeks we'll cover everything we didn't cover. So you're going to have 2 episodes of E3 goodness. And as far as we can go around real quick and say what games we're excited for. Titanfall 2 is an excellent choice.
Well, what have we seen so far?
Yes.
Well, we'll get to that.
Yeah,
We'll get to that.
Do you think maybe we should hold off until that point?
That's good.
Let this
Yeah.
show be the
Yeah.
answer. Let this
Good
show be
idea.
the
Good
answer.
Let
Good
it
idea.
just take you.
Yep.
Yes,
So
on this
that,
journey.
Like a
With
warm
love.
blanket.
we'll get to that. Nate,
Wet blanket?
Was that his name?
Nate. Yeah.
Nate.
Okay.
All right. Next email from Bob.
Are you serious?
Subject
cool.
line, reaching out to touch the G-spot. I don't get it.
Huh.
Our
I don't
name.
get it. I don't get it either.
He cares about us and wants to know how we're doing.
Cool. All right.
Hey, G-spot, long-time listener,
We're
first-time
never gonna-
emailer.
That felt great.
Y'all seem tech-savvy and superbly fit. Only 3 of us are superbly fit. Guess which one isn't?
James.
I'll leave that up to you. Just kidding. All of us are fit. I'm joking. It was a joke.
Oh,
It depends on what we're trying to fit into. Am I right, Fives?
Oh, yeah.
We all have a shape that's just different.
Yeah. What fitness tracker would you recommend for around $50? Love Ghostbuster Bob. I'll take this one.
$50?
Yeah, that's hard. So there are a lot of budget fitness trackers, but I wouldn't recommend any of them.
Yeah.
they'll just give you cancer.
They could give you cancer. Probably.
You can go to a dollar store pedometer, can't you?
Yeah.
That's kind of a
Well,
fitness
that's
tracker.
different.
Technically.
Wear
I mean-
50 of those.
Well, and the other thing is you gotta
Well,
you have to know what you want, what features you want.
Thing is, Fitbit, they make like a clip-on fitness tracker. It's probably around 60 or 70, and that's pretty good, but it's not wearable like he asked.
Oh.
Actually, he doesn't say wearable, so maybe I'd recommend that one.
Okay.
But the Fitbit's cheapest one that you can actually wear is around 100. I think it's the Fitbit Flex. Yeah, that's it.
That sounds about right.
Yeah, that's what I would recommend. I hear rumors that Jawbone and their Up series might be going under.
Yeah, I've read that too.
But, it's a rumor, so take it with a grain of salt. But for that cheap, I'd recommend Fitbit.
Okay.
It's good.
Last email.
Last one. Home automation from Adam. Hey, Gadget Spot. I love the show and have been listening since the beginning. Thank you.
Hey, thanks, Adam.
I was wondering if you guys know anything about home automation like the Nest or Iris or any other product line like it. Thanks, guys, and keep up the great work.
I'll take
Adam
it.
from Alaska.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'll take this one.
We're multi-world.
I have
They're in
the
the
Nest
US.
thermostat. I have the Nest fire alarm. And then I have 3 Nest and home cameras.
You have the Nest Protect?
What does that mean?
That's the fire alarm.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I have
Smoke
that.
alarm.
Yeah,
I don't know what it's called. I got it for Christmas. I just call it the smoke alarm. It's awesome. Honestly, the way that they interact with each other is really cool. The fact that, it gets a little bit pricey. I think it's for 3 cameras. It comes out to about $200 a year for a 10-day loop that just goes to the cloud.
Yeah, and to buy the camera,
It's
they
$500.
cost- No,
For 3.
200. $250, but they were recently on sale for $150.
Yeah. Anywho, so we have the 3 cameras and then the thermostat and the smoke detector. I highly recommend it because if there's a fire where a smoke detector is and there's a camera linked in the room, like in the kitchen, it automatically turns on the camera, records the fire.
How many
So you
Nest?
can see it burn down?
Yeah. How many Nest smoke detectors do you have?
I only have the one right now. We're planning on getting 2 more.
Okay. I'm curious.
And what's nice is they check themselves. They give us an alert on our phone when they check themselves. We've never been around when they've checked themselves, but
I'm checking myself right now.
You can almost hear that.
Tony's still checking. Oh.
Found the
And
itch.
he's done.
It's done.
Yeah, so I highly recommend it. It's awesome.
Yeah, I think Nest is probably the best product right now.
Yeah.
So.
For home automation?
Currently on the market.
Well, there's
Nest doesn't do home automation though. It just has like
that's what I'm saying, like lights and like there's
define
tons of
home
different
automation.
stuff.
there's
Amazon Echo. No,
there's so many different products.
They don't have a hub
Those
yet,
are
do
not
they?
good.
What? No, the Echo's supposed to be the one that rules them all. Like it links
So-
in with Wemo and other.
Apple made a huge effort at WWDC today with home automation.
Ooh.
HomeKit.
Segway.
Yeah. Whoa! I
Wait.
I didn't even realize I was doing that. All right. So
That was
WWDC today.
I wish we had a segue.
I was going to
noise.
complain. I was going to complain that we missed the tweet that whoever. But
We'll tweet. We'll do the tweet after.
Yeah, we'll do the tweet after.
All right.
Because it was a good segue.
It
Yeah,
was.
it was. I
until
can't-
I wrecked it.
Continue the
Can't walk
segue.
that back. Segways don't go backwards.
When you're falling, they do.
Up a
Yes.
steep hill.
Anyway, WWDC was today. If that stands for Worldwide Developers Conference. That's Apple's yearly thing about software. So no hardware announcements. It was all software.
Boo.
Yay!
Yeah, shut up.
Was there anything good?
Okay.
I like hardware.
So they announced updates to all of their OSs. watchOS 3. They turned OS 10 into macOS, and their latest incarnation is macOS Sierra. And
Sticking with the California landmark naming convention.
Yeah. And then iOS 10, of course, their most popular one. But talking about that HomeKit stuff, yeah, so in iOS 10, they have a new HomeKit app. Anything that's compatible with HomeKit, you can control everything from that app. You can set macros to turn like everything on all at once and off. It looks pretty slick. So any HomeKit compatible devices would work great with that, which Nest is not.
Right.
On stage, Apple said, we're compatible with pretty much all major manufacturers except for Nest.
What's funny is Nest used to be almost exclusive to Apple.
Yeah.
They used to sell them in the Apple Store.
Right.
And then Google bought them, and now Apple washed their hands
Well,
of the
and
Nest.
I hope that the Apple product, I really like that at home that they did the Google Home where it's like the IFFT if
If this,
this,
then
then
that.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We talked about that on the last one. You brought that up on one of the last podcasts. Like,
Google's on Hub router?
yeah.
Yeah.
So they have that, but they on Hub router is kind of gone. Like they don't talk about it much, but they in this last Google I/O they talked about Google the home
Google Home.
Google
Google
Home, which we
Home,
did
yeah.
not talk about last podcast.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they have made that to be like the one. I'm hoping they didn't say specifically if it had, if that this then that then. What's the acronym? Somebody.
If this, then that.
If this, then that.
Do
They
you
didn't
program?
Say, yeah, there we go. So if they didn't say if they had that on there, but like that was really intriguing. That for home automation, I want. Like, there's a cool video online. We don't have it posted. I should probably post in the show notes so I'm going to talk about it. But these guys took an on home or the Google Home and like
Made
it do all sorts of stuff, like set up a ping pong air cannon, so that when one of the guys walked into the house and it saw his phone come on the network, it was if this phone comes on the network, then turn on this smart power switch, like because they have smart home automation, and it blew ping pong balls over his face when he walked in the door.
Well, that's cool.
Yeah,
I don't know why you'd want that.
It's useful, too.
Why? But you can.
If you're a tinkerer, that's a great option.
Yeah, and that's what they did. And Google released like a big push to tinker.
If you
with
want
it.
things to be easy and simple, Apple's would probably be
Yeah.
better.
Always.
Their Apple TV kind of acts as their home hub. So if you want to change anything over the internet, I think you have to have an Apple TV for that. But anyway, so watchOS 3, they didn't make too many improvements, but probably the most important improvement is instead of the launcher button going into a contact list, which I thought was very useless. I had an Apple Watch for like 6 months. Instead, it will go into a launcher. So you can like dedicate 8 or 10 apps or something to pretty much stay in memory. And so you click on that launcher button, select the app you want, and it loads instantly because I'm thinking it's loaded in memory already. So that's a huge improvement because previously on the Apple Watch, if you wanted to open up another app, you would seriously wait like 3 seconds just staring at your wrist, feeling like a jerk.
Like an idiot.
Like an idiot.
Jerk is a bad thing. Like you've done something bad.
You
Idiot
did.
is
Yeah,
like a
'cause you bought an
stupid-
Apple
You
Watch.
bought an Apple Watch.
Oh,
Exactly.
okay.
You're wasting all
An
that time.
idiotic jerk.
And
I'll compromise.
they made some UI improvements, but watchOS 3 wasn't too big of news there. macOS Sierra, that looked pretty cool. The awesomest feature kind of goes with iOS. It's called Universal Clipboard. This looks awesome.
What is it?
It allows you to copy.
Sounds stupid.
Oh.
+1.
It allows you to copy and paste.
Plus, did you just say +1?
I agreed with him in nerd
Are we talking
terms.
about Google Hangouts right
Whatever,
now?
dude.
That's it. I'm done.
All right. Tell us
keep
about
going.
Sorry.
virtual clipboards.
I like it.
Universal clipboard. So
Oh,
you can
right.
you can copy text or a picture on your iPhone, paste it on your Mac, or vice versa. How cool is that?
That's pretty cool.
Like you put your phone up.
No,
and then
no.
it
You
pastes?
just copy like you normally would on your phone, and
Uh-huh.
then you would paste like you normally would on your computer.
Go.
But
Yeah.
I can
Is
think
it-
of like 2 times when I would use that.
And those 2 times would be freaking awesome.
Or I could just send it to myself in an email.
or Dropbox
Yeah, but
or
this-
any
that-
other
this-
media sharing type of
This
thing.
saves a few
Whatever.
steps. That's the whole point.
Yeah,
It
that's
saves
true.
steps. Yes.
The Apple. It sounds like Apple may be reaching for steps to save at this point.
Yeah, well,
Agreed.
They've done a lot of optimization. So probably the most important thing for macOS Sierra is Siri. They finally brought that to Mac.
Okay.
Yeah, and they've made some massive improvements to Siri for Mac and iOS.
Cortana Jr.
Did they add more Easter eggs in? Because that's the only joy I get out of Siri.
No, but they are finally allowing third-party apps to integrate with Siri.
Ah,
That's cool.
So it's actually useful now. So
Yeah.
you could say, send a Hangout to this jerk over here, and it will.
I can get behind that.
I don't know which jerk you're talking about.
And I'll still be like,
Choose one.
There's 3 of us over here.
My favorite thing about the new iOS 10 is it has much better widgets. Widgets.
I've been waiting for widgets on iOS 10 for years.
Well, technically, they've had widgets
Years.
in
Yeah,
the, in the notification center, but they were pretty useless. So how it works now is apparently you need 3D touch for this, so old iPhones need not apply.
Doesn't matter to me now.
I'm not sure how it's going to work with old iPhones. Anyway, you long. All right.
I was watching him and avidly
Sorry.
engaged in what he was talking
I had
about.
one more of.
Tony
And then
kept
you got-
throwing up every time we
got
talked
Tony
about
over
Apple.
here like a 3-year-old,
like a
like-
trigger.
I'm done. All right, here we go. Widgets. You 3D touch on an app. It will pull up the widget of the app right on the screen. If you want to pin it to where Spotlight normally is, you can. And these
So-
widgets are awesome because like video can even play in these widgets.
They're rich media widgets.
Yes, rich media widgets.
And it's not on the home page. It's the farthest page to the left.
Yes, but if you
Yeah.
do a 3D touch on an app, it'll pop up right on the homepage without actually
Just for a minute.
yeah,
Like it goes away if you
without
touch
actually
anything.
opening the app. And a lot of their apps are now third-party extensible, like Maps, Messages, even the phone app. You can have VoIP be integrated with the phone app, which is sweet.
With the native phone app?
Yeah, it's a native phone app.
Huh.
And probably the most important feature of them all, you can finally remove built-in apps.
Oh,
Huh.
thank you.
So we're to, what, 2009 with Android there? Uninstalling apps?
Do you know what Android didn't have in 2009?
What?
Android.
The clipboard?
Android.
I don't
around.
know. Yeah, I don't know.
Whole bunch of crap.
They were around.
I don't think
Android
they
They
were.
were twinkling in some robot's
Android
eye.
was a janky piece of crap until 4.0. So don't
Okay.
tell me about Android
feel like
having
I
something.
can't fight you on that
I
one.
feel like
That's absolutely
janky
true.
is like a bad word or something.
It is.
Janky.
Oh, I thought you said Yankee.
Dang Yankees! All right, so
Yankee.
you can remove pretty much all apps except for Safari, Messages, and Phone. It looks like.
Well, you need those.
Yeah,
I
you need
mean,
those. So
yeah.
not a bad thing.
That's cool. I mean, I have an entire folder of useless apps
Exactly.
that Apple won't let me uninstall. So
Now they
I'm
will,
gonna get rid of those.
and maybe it'll allow them to update their apps on a more timely basis.
When is
like
this coming
Allow
out?
mail and
users to
stuff.
turn stuff off, right?
Beta's out soon, and for everyone else, it'll be out in the fall when probably the new iPhone comes out.
So this is basically what HTC did with their Sense UI about 18 months ago. They unbundled all their Sense apps, and now you can download them through the Google Store, and they are able to update them on a much more regular basis because it's a standalone app instead of being baked into the OS.
And have to depend on the carrier.
So
and blah,
much
blah,
better.
blah.
It is a lot better.
So much
I
more
definitely
user
agree.
friendly. Yes, but that's the big stuff. Apple seriously wasted like a full hour on their Messages app. I mean, it was some cool stuff, but they were showing the same thing over and over again. And then like the music app, they once again were dancing on stage, and everyone in the audience danced, and
Bunch
they
of
panned to the
hippies.
audience. Everyone looked uncomfortable. It was great.
Can we talk about how
No, hang on for a second. Right before we jump into that, there was a section where they wanted everyone in the audience to sing along with one of the songs, because the Apple Music now supports having the lyrics of the song if you touch the right part of the screen. And so they were doing Rapper's Delight. And they're like,
no.
and the lady up there's like, come on, everybody, sing with me. And they start going, and you can't
hop,
hear
hippity,
anyone. They're just-
It was
after about 10 seconds, she's all right,
embarrassing.
we're done.
Okay, that
You're
was
not-
a poor choice.
You're not even singing on the beat.
None of you
though.
can sing.
To be fair to her, she was like a billion times better than their Apple Music presentation last year.
Yeah,
That white
that's
guy
true.
trying to dance.
He was an old dude trying to salsa dance.
It was
Are we
ugly.
talking about Steve Jobs?
No, he's finished. He was dead last year.
What?
Yeah.
Newsflash.
Sorry, buddy.
Spoiler alert.
So that's it. That's WWDC in a nutshell.
Let me tell you something about WWDC. It's 2 hours long.
Yes.
It could have been an hour.
Well,
Easily.
You could say the same thing about Google I/O and Microsoft's keynotes.
I
They're
agree.
all too long.
I agree.
All too long.
With you
Yes.
on all of those points.
Yep.
What were you going to say, James?
I don't remember.
Okay.
Why is it called Worldwide Developer Conference? There's no mention of Apple in it at all. I think that's unfair. Had I known that it was Apple,
Do we really have to talk about
I would
that?
have tuned out.
Okay, two quick things.
Yeah.
I'm going to segue into what we're about to talk about, but
The tweet?
The tweet?
oh, is that what we're talking about? I thought we were saving the tweet till the end.
No, we're going to do the
Oh,
tweet
okay.
right now.
Right
Show
now.
Can I
you.
just say, like, I hopped off Apple Music for like a year, and then I tried hopping back in, and their app has gotten so convoluted with like so much other stuff that I have a hard time.
Well, lucky for you, they're revamping the whole thing.
Are they really?
Yes, they are.
Right.
Because I was
They
going to
announced
say,
that
I don't know, like, where my, like, you got to switch between, like, what they want you to see, and if you have slow data, you know.
I agree. It's kind of confusing, but they redid the whole UI from
That's
scratch.
cool.
So
And the-
hopefully it'll be better.
And the other thing is, too, is I love watching the keynotes when they bomb. Like, talking about, like, the whole...
Well, you know, and the problem with that, I love it as well. I
like
think
it-
it's great. But Apple's got it down so formulaic that it's hardly ever great because there's no room for improv, really.
Yeah.
But it's never terrible because there's no room for improv.
They have
But-
one great presenter, Craig
Yeah.
Federighi. Everyone else
He's
is
good.
terrible. Yeah.
But I was going to say that that's more on the E3 side that we'll get to.
Yeah.
Let's talk about E3.
Nope, we're going to talk about a tweet first.
Oh,
That was a really good segue,
Right?
though. It would have been
I was
awesome.
really excited about it.
We got a tweet from Mr. Mix Pix Licks. Is that what
Yeah,
I say
that's
right?
how I
I
say it.
love
yeah.
it.
He tweeted us last
Expect
time.
Yeah.
Wait. This
We
is
like you.
Rocco from...
Australia?
No.
Australia.
That's not Rocco.
No.
Gosh,
Different
dang
guy.
it.
We got an Australian listener, an Alaskan listener,
Colorado.
We're worldwide.
Colorado,
Idaho.
Wyoming.
Idaho, Wyoming, right there on the edge between the two. Anyway, the tweet is about Bluetooth 5. It's the new Bluetooth coming out. And you can see it in our show notes when we post those, but there's a link to it. But it's supposed to increase the range a lot for Bluetooth.
What's
four,
the range?
4 times?
4 times.
Oh,
Isn't that crazy?
What's the range right now?
90 feet.
Yeah, 30 meters, right?
At the absolute best conditions.
30 meters, unless
30
you've ever
meters.
tried it, then it's about 15.
Yeah.
Do you know
So-
that'll improve those wireless earbuds.
Yeah.
Oh,
Make them
yeah.
actually
yeah.
viable.
Yep.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm hoping that there's not 30 meters between your phone and the earbuds at any time.
Well, since
but-
you're outside, the signal gets
Yeah.
lost. So
But also the power level as well. So like power consumption for Bluetooth is going down,
Nice.
which is another big issue with Bluetooth. You know, especially for any of those using that new low level Bluetooth power level. So
And you forgot one.
Audio?
Twice as much bit rate.
oh yeah, that's right.
You can
can
move
go
twice as much
That's
info.
right. That's right. So now,
Awesome.
so now it can do more. Which, and you know, being the range and being a security kind of a person, I just thought the first thing I thought of when they're like this extends
Security individual.
a security-minded individual. When I thought about this, I'm like, so they'll be able to hack my Bluetooth car or whatever from farther away.
Yes.
Like that was basically. I took it because I'm a pessimist. To be like, oh, I'm just going to get attacked from farther away. Great. Now I have to expand my circle of distrust.
funny story.
By 4 times.
Wait, math is hard.
120 meters.
There you go.
I got a funny
How
story.
did you pull that up so fast?
What's 3 times 4?
12.
Time at a 0.
Oh, holy cow! My mind.
You probably went to one of those like hypothetical math schools, didn't you?
Yeah, it was called Draper Elementary.
Whoa! Top shelf.
Top shelf public school.
Anyway,
right there.
so Bluetooth, but yeah, so he, Mr. Mix Pixlick sent us that tweet about that, informing
that
us. So
name.
we really like that. Send us tweets about
I
technology. I think it's really cool.
Have
So
a funny story?
hit us.
Yes, third time's the charm. Okay. So
we are getting farther and farther away from E3.
no, it's up next. So Tony and I were talking about this Bluetooth 5 earlier today, and he called it Blu-ray.
I did. And then Jarron made fun of me, and then in the next sentence he referred to it as Blu-ray 2 accidentally.
Dang it!
Ha!
You weren't supposed to say that part.
Turn it around.
Okay, that's it.
You fool.
So-
It's so funny, like E3.
Blu-ray actually is a big thing at E3 this year because the new. We're going to talk about the Microsoft keynote. The new Xbox One S Slim supports Blu-ray 4K
That is desirable.
and HDR and Blu-ray or 4K streaming with Amazon and Netflix.
This is very desirable.
Yeah.
It's,
So
it's small.
it's 40% smaller than the regular Xbox One. It's white, which some people like, some people don't.
Who
And
would
silver.
Like that?
It's white and silver.
It's got some silver.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
who would like the white? I like
like
black
it.
because it.
Some
it
people
goes
like
in
everything to
with-
match. Some people like accents.
I like it. Well, I wouldn't
I
be
personally like
displaying
the white.
it. It'd be in the cabinet for me, so I don't care what color it is. But I like the white.
The other thing that it has is a slightly refined controller that it will feel pretty much the same button-wise and everything like that, but it's got a textured grip underneath. It's textured.
For her pleasure.
To
Okay.
absorb all that sweat from gaming.
What about the? It doesn't have the Elite controller buttons on the bottom.
Does not
does
have the Elite controller buttons.
it? Or as I like to call them, the G-spot buttons.
Yeah, they're keeping those.
Gadget
They're,
spot.
they're keeping those on the Elite only.
Yep. They don't want to ruin that market.
Which, as a side note, there's going to be a special edition Elite controller that is Gears of War 4.
Oh yeah, that was
Is
a
it going to
cool
come down
preview.
in price at all?
No, it'll still be $150. The other thing, though, that the refined controller with the Xbox One S has is not only does it support the proprietary Microsoft Wi-Fi connection that it uses that the regular ones use right now, but it also supports Bluetooth.
Oh, neat.
So if you want it supports Blu-ray. That's where I made the mess up. So if you want to use it to play on a laptop or on a computer or something, if your computer has built-in Bluetooth receiver, then you're good to go. You don't have to buy the extra dongle.
And that's fantastic because they're starting to do that to move into their PC anywhere. Their gaming anywhere.
Oh my gosh, PC gaming anywhere, or I mean, just gaming anywhere is what it's called. I think.
So tell us about
Xbox
that.
Play Anywhere is what
Play
they-
anywhere.
What's
There
that
we go.
about?
It is the greatest thing ever, as long as it actually delivers on what they're talking about. You buy a game once for Xbox or PC that is branded as a Play Anywhere.
Yeah.
Buy it once, you have it on both platforms. So you don't have to buy the game on PC and Xbox separately anymore.
I felt like that was a masterful move.
Yeah.
Like it introduced us console players like myself to be able to play like in the PC Master Race realm.
Yeah.
And it also allows the PC Master Race to stop complaining and play those select titles that only come out on consoles.
Those dang exclusives.
And PC Master Race will be able to talk to all the jerks who play Xbox now.
Yeah.
They're putting us into general pop.
It is going to be a
And,
cesspool of
yep.
awfulness.
Now, question:
Yes.
So will it, if you buy a physical copy, like a physical Blu-ray,
They did not specify.
will it have like a digital download code on
they
the
did not
inside?
specify
They've-
that.
That's what they've done.
but they've done
historically.
that in the past.
Yeah.
Okay.
With Quantum Break, that's what it was.
So
You got a
that
physical
would be
copy.
that would create a huge gray market or black market for digital game codes.
Yeah, it could.
Yep.
So
Hypothetically.
I'm really curious how they're going to handle that because you could buy the game for $60, sell the code for $30, and only pay
Yep.
$30
Dude,
for the
just
game.
pull a Blizzard. Like, you get caught doing it once, just ban them for life.
Well, what I'm sure that they'll do is the same. Well, not sure, but what I assume they're going to do is the same thing Steam does, because with Steam, when you buy a game, if it's available on Mac as well, you get a Mac version.
Right.
So you get PC or Mac. So what they'll do is it'll be the closed garden. You have to buy the Xbox digital version or the Microsoft Windows 10 platform digital version, and then it'll just
And then
unlock it
it'll-
because
So
those
no
are tied,
physical copies,
No
then.
physical copy, I doubt.
Yeah.
Those are tied together, your Xbox account and your Microsoft account, so it'll just populate it on both sides.
Can I just say how much I love digital downloads? I don't buy
so
any
good.
physical copies of
I
games
love
anymore.
Oh man,
Right?
that's
Oh,
been a
yes.
lifesaver.
It's
If you have kids that like changing games out,
exactly
or a
or
really-
breaking
Yep.
games.
Or a really pissed off wife around Christmas time when you won't stop playing Destiny. Am I right?
Is that
Just me?
That's
All right.
just you.
Yeah,
Or never
she-
wanted to get up from the couch to change the game. Yes.
That's a big one.
It's great.
that's
Love
the best
that.
one.
So the Xbox One S is looking pretty cool.
Actually, kind of looks like a PlayStation 4.
Well, in some respects, you're absolutely right because it also doesn't have a power brick. It's got integrated power supply.
Oh, neat, cool.
PlayStation 4.
Now, as far as upgrades component-wise, nope. It's going to play the same games exactly like Xbox One. Same internal GPU, CPU, RAM, all that jazz is.
What? I thought
Is
no.
the same.
I thought they were
Oh,
talking
no.
about.
Oh yeah.
We'll get to that.
Don't ruin it.
You just calm down.
You almost ruined Christmas.
You. Starting price $299 for a 500 gig model, $349 for a 1 terabyte model, $399 for a 2 terabyte model.
How easy is it to swap the hard drive in those?
They haven't said anything about that.
Because I would
PlayStation's
I would
way
just
easy.
I would just buy the cheapest version and then go buy an $80 drive. And
Yeah.
Well, you're already within $10, $20
Now, you can get
of
them
buying
cheaper
the
than that.
expensive one.
yeah, that's true.
You can get it for like $60 if you look around.
What I'm curious about is will they disable the external drive capabilities? Because that's what I like about the Xbox One right
One.
now is you just plug in a USB 3.0 drive and all of a sudden you have a 3 terabyte drive.
I don't see them doing that.
I don't see them doing that
That'd
either.
be major bad press.
Yeah. So that's looking pretty cool. One other thing of note, they completely removed the Kinect port.
Yay!
After their bluster and demanding that Kinect be big in Xbox One when they launched that originally, now they've completely removed it.
Where does it go? No more Connect?
You can get an adapter that's a USB to Kinect adapter if you
there.
want to.
It
run
went
the
to a
Kinect.
nice farm.
Did we not like?
Now-
see, I'm not in.
It
I'm
can
not.
run
I'm not
around
up to
as
speed on
much
that.
as it wants to.
Now
went
you're
to a-
the a-hole if you want it.
Oh,
Yeah, exactly.
I see. Like the IR blaster from phones.
Oh, yeah.
Which
you are the a-hole.
Which,
Oh.
by the way,
Sorry.
the Xbox One S will have an IR blaster on
See?
it.
Yes. For what? To do what?
You and your IR blasters.
I need one. It's a great gun.
You don't.
Oh, jeez.
I don't know
IR
what we're
blasters
talking
are the
about.
worst. You know,
IR,
you know,
infrared. That's what
for,
remotes
like, a
use to
remote.
control the TV.
So they took it out of cell phones because they thought that it was useless.
Because it is.
But now I can't use my TV remote app on my new Nexus 6P because it doesn't have an IR blaster.
Do we
That's-
really have
that's
to
a
talk
bummer.
about this again?
Yeah,
That is a
we do.
bummer.
We sure
Yes.
do. It'll come back. Trust me, I predict
Oh,
it.
I
Oh,
hope-
jeez.
I
I
hope
predict
so.
it'll come back.
It'll be like vinyls.
Look, it's
20
already-
years from now, they'll
Boom.
be bringing back IR.
They'll be like, why did we ever stop
What hap-
using that?
What happens when you turn your IR backwards and try to access your TV?
Turns into an RI.
I just want to share a contact with another smartphone using IR.
Oh, you remember those days?
Yes.
I remember those
Yeah.
days. They
Can't
sucked.
do that anymore.
They were terrible.
Line it up better. Oh, it's not lined
Did
up.
that ever work for you guys
Yeah,
trying
I
to trade
got it to work.
Pokemon? I never got it to work. Not even once.
Oh, not Pokemon. No, I did it with trading contacts on a phone.
Oh, are you serious?
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Cool. So
Good talk.
that's the Xbox One S. Looks pretty neat. And they also announced a new Xbox.
course they did.
Project
Of course they did.
Scorpio.
I'm not saying anything about this because you cut me off last time.
And you deserved it.
So Project Scorpio is what they're calling it. They didn't actually show a prototype box or anything. They just showed a clip, a reel of developers saying,
How good the graphics is
this
going to
is
be.
going to be awesome. We've been working on it already and expect some pretty great things out of it. So the big difference in this one is going to be graphics.
Yep.
They haven't announced any other functionality besides basically a huge "we're sorry the Xbox One wasn't as powerful as people thought we should have made it." So here's one that's over 4 times as powerful as the Xbox
So it's
One.
going from 1.3 teraflops to 6?
Yeah.
That's
What is a
insane.
teraflop?
Teraflop is a measurement of how many computations the computer can make per second.
Oh.
The more computations you can do
IOs.
per second,
Yep.
the better the graphics capabilities are.
Okay, because I heard teraflop like 30 times during that press conference.
Yeah,
You know what was
because
a
it's a big
teraflop?
deal.
The
And the
Kinect.
entire time-
Woo! That was a teraflop.
That
Total flop.
How many? Wait,
Yeah.
how many
guys.
teraflops can it do?
So 6 teraflops is about on it. It will be slightly more powerful than a
gigaflight.
an NVIDIA 980 graphics card.
Oh, hey, that's pretty
Oh
good.
wow!
Which was the flagship graphics card
Until last week.
until a couple
2 weeks ago.
Well, there was the 980 Ti, which that was actually the flagship graphics card after. But anyway, it's not quite as powerful as the 980 Ti. So they didn't announce capacity for storage capacity. They didn't announce anything about RAM. They did say it will have an 8-core CPU.
Yeah.
Which the current
Yeah.
Xbox has an 8-core CPU. So I'm sure it'll just
Yay.
be a faster, better
Yeah.
8-core
Yeah.
CPU. And they didn't announce anything besides. This was big. Everything that works on Xbox One will work on Project Scorpio, and vice versa. Anything that is designed for Project Scorpio will also run on Xbox One. That includes games and accessories.
That's how it should be till the end of time.
Which is a
Yeah.
big move.
Buy
to
the
just a
game once,
software-based.
be able to access it for the life of your console.
Yeah, well, welcome to the PC
And the
world.
next
I mean,
Exactly.
And the
That's
next one.
exactly what that is.
for the
right?
most part, if you buy a game on PC, you'll be able to play it forever.
Yeah.
For the most part.
I mean,
there's exceptions,
You'll
obviously.
probably get 2 OSs out of it. You know?
Yeah,
You'll
at
get
least.
At least 2 OS versions out of it before you're like, oh, it's not compatible anymore.
Yep.
Yeah.
Only
So-
problem with this, it's not going to be released for a whole year and a half.
Yep. So
Start
Xbox
saving now.
Xbox One S is this Christmas
Whoa,
around.
it's not even out yet? I thought they
No.
released it immediately.
No.
What?
Yeah, it'll be this Christmas.
Oh, man.
If I remember correctly, I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure it was this Christmas, and then Scorpio next Christmas. So it has the potential to be pretty freaking cool.
No. It's available early August.
Oh, is it?
The 1S, yeah.
Oh, sweet. Early August. Okay, so
There you go.
I stand corrected.
Thank goodness. I was about to freak out.
Good job, Jarron. The other thing,
Just save up and get
What was
the
I gonna say?
Project Scorpio.
Let's get to games.
I can't remember what else I was going to say about Project Scorpio. Okay, 2 other things real quick. 3 other things. Customized Xbox controller. You can order a customized Xbox controller from Microsoft now. You can pick the colors and the
8
color of
million
the D-pad.
choices.
Yeah, but
right?
technically you were able to do that through third party for like
You
a
could.
long
And spray
time.
paint.
Could. But now you'll be able to get it right through Microsoft. So kind of neat if you're into customized gear
and paying more.
and paying more money. New Xbox Live features. Did you guys see this?
Dude, a lot of stuff is available today.
This is interesting.
Like a
free
lot
stuff.
of games.
A lot of free stuff and betas, right?
Oh, the games?
A lot of games.
Yeah. All
are
the games
available
that we're
today.
going to talk about are not available today.
No, Halo 2.
Halo Wars,
Wars
2.
2,
We'll
yeah,
get
the
to
big-
that. We'll get to that. So,
James is
Let's talk about games next
sounds
week.
a little. Yeah, maybe we'll wait till next week.
His face is turning red.
He's gonna blow. So Xbox One Live is getting some new features: clan support, friend finding,
Groups, right?
Yeah,
Clan
so
group.
clan groups. So you can create a group of like-minded individuals that like Gears of War 4 or Forza 3,
finally separate out those 13-year-olds that
right?
Don't like
And-
to hit on you.
yeah.
See, this will be
no.
good. This awkward. This will be good for you.
Why me? You touched my thigh and said
Yeah.
it'd be good
Do it
for
again.
me.
But it was more of a slap.
Oh, okay.
There's a feature called Arena. Or nope, that's not the one I'm looking for. Looking for a group. We'll put out an alert to your friends when
Is
you're
this-
trying to get a big Destiny game going. For
Oh,
instance.
I thought you were relating it like I don't know my dad, so maybe you can find him through the.
Oh, where I was behind on that joke. I should have got that one.
No, I'm not going to kick you while you're down.
like Owen.
It was one time.
So you could say basically it's something that's been available on PC for a long time, where you can just put start a post board kind of a thing, and say I want to play Destiny this night, and I need 3 level 42 guys
Yeah.
to do this raid with me, and then people can sign up and you can get a raid party going like that.
That's cool.
Now, is that only on your friends list, or is that open to everybody?
It made it sound like it was open to everyone.
Or, yeah.
Yeah,
you can-
so
I
you-
bet they're
you could
going to be
do
able
either.
to restrict it, yeah.
Either or. The other one that was Arena is aimed at competitive gameplay, lets you find competitions going on around your favorite games. Clubs we talked about. Clubs, clans, same kind of thing. So we talked about those. This update's coming in the fall, and it will be rolled out for free on all the Xbox Ones. The other thing is Cortana. Cortana's coming to Xbox One.
Yay!
That's pretty cool.
Finally, she can be useless on all of their platforms.
Now, if you don't have
all
Connect,
those assistants are just worthless.
Yeah, they pretty much are.
if you don't have Connect though, like how can you talk to Cortana?
Like, yeah, how am I supposed to give her the bird?
Oh, that's a good question. I don't know how they're going to work around that.
Did they not put a mic in the new Xbox S? 1S?
They didn't announce it with a mic.
Ooh.
Well, what about the existing ones?
You'd have to have a Connect.
Yeah.
Or a headset.
Or a headset.
Oh,
a
yeah, I
headset
guess
would
it would
work.
work.
Gotta have some.
Yeah.
I still think that'd be kind of cool, to turn it on and then be able to talk. Open up parties while you're playing, and then it just opens it up so you don't have to stop playing. That'd be kind of cool.
That'd be very cool. So we'll see how they roll that out.
But let's be honest, it's going to be like open up parties. No.
Did you say
Yeah,
open a party
back.
bar? Did you mean...
Did you mean?
Did you
search
say
porn? Send to boss? No. Yes.
Did you
No.
say play Mario Party? We're sorry, Mario Party is not available on Xbox platforms.
Let us Google that.
And the other hardware related stuff we got to talk about is we got to give AMD some love because they've announced 3 new graphics cards in the last 2 weeks.
Yay.
The RX 480, 470, and 460. Now the unique thing about the 480 is it's not that much more powerful than their $340 card right now, the R390. But what they're doing is it's slightly more powerful, new architecture, but they're selling it for $200.
Oh, nice.
Really, really good price to performance ratio.
Mm-hmm.
We haven't seen benchmarks yet on it, but it has the potential to really shake things up because of how inexpensive it is for the amount of processing power you get in that GPU.
If you were going to buy that versus an NVIDIA, would you spend more money on like the 980 or whatever?
So,
the 1080 or whatever.
it depends.
Of course
on,
he would. He's an NVIDIA shill.
Yeah.
I
I know
love-
that, but
I love me some NVIDIA.
yeah. But for performance-wise, would you say, well, it's $200 versus an extra $100?
Yeah, take the
So-
NVIDIA out of it. Like, would you do it?
So here's what they've shown. AMD has put out and shown that 2 RX 480s will slightly outperform on DirectX 12 games 1 NVIDIA 1080.
So $400.
So $400. Well, they were probably using the 8 gigabyte models because these RX 480s are going to come in 4 gig and 8 gig. 4 gigs $199, 8 gig is $249.
Okay.
Wow.
So either way, you're looking at under $500 to slightly outperform in DirectX 12. They haven't shown it in anything else. 1080, which goes for about $650.
Yeah.
Yeah, somewhere around there. That's neat, but the problem you run into is the 2 480s in Crossfire are going to have a lot more problems with compatibility issues with games because you're trying to run multi-GPU setups. You will always, always, always get a better end result with one very powerful card instead of two less powerful cards trying to compete.
Yeah, when you're running the games.
The
Did I hear
games?
somebody say games?
Oh,
Yeah, let's talk about games.
Woo! Okay.
So the 470 and the 460 got announced as well. They are basically
Oh, come on. Even I want to talk about games now.
they're slower versions of the 480 that'll be cheaper, but they haven't released full
You're
specs on
still
them yet.
talking about it.
Here we go, games.
That wasn't even a good segue. You need to come up with a better segue.
Okay, we'll get a better segue. So, Owen, did you want to talk about drone taxi throwback?
Yeah.
Jokes?
So, get this for our longtime listeners.
How's that for a segue, James? You like that?
Here's a game we like to play.
Yeah.
Somebody said games.
Nope,
There we go.
you
We're
said
going
games.
into games.
So
Segue this.
they have the drones. So for you longtime listeners, in our first episode we talked about Jarron brought up from what was that?
That one thing in Vegas.
The
It's called
CES.
CES.
Yeah,
Are you guys serious?
I
You
was
couldn't
I
remember
was
CES?
having a brain. I was so shocked that
We were
James
brain
is so
farting
sad
together,
about
okay?
talking about that one thing that we're not ready to talk about.
Oh,
I
smells
just
like,
want to talk about games so bad.
smells like brain farts in here.
So there's a company. So Tony and I both knocked that pretty hard because we don't.
The
meet-
weight limit was
we
like
don't,
180
we don't meet the weight
Perfect.
limit.
Not
And
perfect.
So Jarron can
Us
fly
small
that all
people
day.
can inherit the earth.
Yeah. Well, now you really can. It's like
And get
so
all our gold.
in the
Yes.
So in Nevada, they've actually cleared test flights for a new taxi program to be run with those drones. And so you call up the taxi on your phone. It comes to your GPS. It lands. You get in, put in your GPS coordinates. It takes you away like the Jetsons.
Nobody's going to die in
that I
these.
see.
Nobody's going to.
I
see.
am going to Nevada this week. I will try it out.
Yeah.
All I see with this is just Jarron puts on a backpack, and then it comes with a hook and just picks him up, and he's like,
You know, they didn't say if you got to ride on the inside or outside specifically.
I would assume it's the outside.
Yeah, who knows?
Definitely.
But yeah, so anyway, there's a little throwback there on technology for drones.
I love that image of myself.
The other issue we talked about was the price on that was pretty steep for like a recreational toy.
Yeah, it
but
was-
as a business, if you could just
Rent
dial it up and have
Yeah.
it take you
Or,
someplace,
yeah,
No
courier
joke.
service, whatever.
I'd do that.
So recreational toys,
You're
huh?
still talking about like 180 or 180 pound limit. So
Yeah.
your average person maybe, but
James,
maybe they send two.
can you join me
What?
in this drone?
No, I'm 220
See?
pounds.
Oh,
Jaron's,
really?
Jaron's flying solo.
You hide it well.
Thank you. I tuck it all in my tightly fit shirt.
Is that what that is?
Maybe
The
they
whole-
send two. I
The
don't
whole
know.
reason why I gained so much weight is because of video games. What?
You're looking rather lumpy, James.
Dang it! Not a single thing will take, just like my seed. That's why I have no children. I just throw it to the wind.
Oh, I hope I'm not downwind.
Awkward. Don't want to be there. So, games. All right, here you go.
I'm so excited.
So what I'm going to do right now, with only the few keynotes that have been that have happened so far, there's been quite a few games. So I'm going to run through. I'm going to read the whole list real quick, and then we'll go back and talk about a few of our favorites. Yes. And if we don't get to one of your favorites, my dear listener friends, then
You're going to have to trudge three-quarters of a way through another show to listen to the other half.
that's right.
And have 15
and
more
keep in
minutes.
mind,
Email us and we'll
the
talk about it.
The Sony keynote is like an hour from now for us, so
Yeah.
we'll get to that next week.
So we'll get to that next week. I was going to say what Owen said. If we didn't get to one you want to talk about, shoot us an email. The other thing too is I'm putting links to every single one of these games that we mention. They'll be on the Facebook when the episode drops, so you can read about it there.
And is there a place that you can go and rewatch? Because I'm not going to be home in time enough to watch the Sony one.
I'm 99% sure that YouTube will have them to rewatch,
The entire
or
thing?
Twitch. Yeah, they
Oh,
usually
cool.
they usually keep them.
Cool.
So software, real quick, and then we'll talk about specific ones after. Like I said, we got We Happy Few, Halo Wars 2,
Woo!
Yeah.
Minecraft Realms, Tekken 7.
Hadouken!
That's Street Fighter.
Just keep going.
Recore, Gwent, the card game. Yes. Yes.
So awesome.
Elder Scrolls 6, Titanfall 2, Battlefield 1, Quake Champions, Fallout 4 VR mode, VR version. There was announcements about Doom, the latest Doom game with DLC and updates. You got Skyrim remastered, Gears of War 4, Scalebound, Forza Horizons 3,
That looks cool.
Dead Rising 4, and South Park: The Fractured But Whole.
It's Big Mac here. And you guys, screw you guys, I'm going home.
Jaron doesn't like South Park.
I don't.
Okay, so I just wanted real quick,
It's my don't like South Park.
real
face.
quick. We're going to talk about South Park.
Oh, come on.
Have you played the Stick of Truth?
I have it, but I haven't played it yet.
I wanna
I've heard
play
nothing
that.
but good things.
I ordered it off of Glide. They sent me the wrong game, and then they sent it to me for the wrong system.
Oh,
And
jerks.
I haven't played it. I want to know if it's worth playing.
I'm gonna load it up and play it pretty soon here. I think it's on my list. But Stick of Destiny is a medieval RPG style, kind of kids pretending medieval
Turn-based,
style, and the Fractured But Whole is superhero based.
Oh, cool.
So you create a character that has a suit that's a superhero.
Is it still turn-based?
I don't know if it's is the other one turn based.
Uh-huh.
Are you sure?
I'm 90% sure.
I'm less excited to play it if that's the case.
Why? You don't like turn-based games?
No.
Did you ever
Hate
get into
them.
Pokemon?
I did last year.
Are you serious?
Yeah, that's the
You're
first.
like in your 30s.
Yeah, well, you
All right.
do what you got to do.
Yeah, it's true.
I'm not a huge turn-based fan, but hopefully this one isn't. I don't know. I didn't do my research. I'm sorry, but the greatest part about this game so far to me is going to be when at GameStop someone calls GameStop, and you know how they have to say reserve your copy of whatever game they're told to shill at the time. Thank you for calling GameStop. Reserve your copy of South Park: The Fractured Butthole. Because that's what it sounds like when you say it fast. The Fractured Butthole.
Oh,
see?
We got
South
that.
Park's funny.
I just got that.
Okay, moving along. You guys. Okay, which one was there one in particular you wanted to talk about, Owen? I'll bet there was.
I am Halo Wars 2.
I knew it.
Okay, so it's like StarCraft, and it came out. Halo Wars, the first one, I never actually played a lot of it. I think I played at a friend's house for a few hours once, but it's resource gathering and like pretty cool strategy-based gathering game, and Halo Wars 2 follows that with a new storyline, which they're really good about their stories. So
there wasn't a whole lot of and I think we're going to go over on time, just so you know. So
Yay!
if you're planning on listening for only an hour, you'll have to pause it and come back later. It's like you get 2 episodes. There wasn't a whole lot of resource gathering in the first Halo Wars, right?
I see, and that's the thing is I only played it, and I played an already established game, so I was just jumping in, messing around, and blowing stuff up. So I didn't actually get a chance to play it very much. But I'm excited to do this one because of one thing: it's free right now.
Or the beta.
The beta. You
can
can download the beta for free right now for a week.
Yeah,
it's
a week long.
Yeah, for a week long beta. So,
did you log into your Microsoft account and get it downloading remotely on your Xbox while you were at work?
No, I should have done that.
Foolish.
I don't have my ability to do that yet.
Foolish.
I haven't set that up yet. The Xbox turn on anywhere craziness. I have been playing with the.
You don't even have to do that. Just put it
you
in
can
standby
just log
mode.
That's right.
And you log into your Microsoft account
and just start it
and click buy this, and it'll start downloading automatically in standby mode.
But so that was my pick because it's mainly
you can pick more than one.
There was another one. There was the what's the card game. See, I didn't play Witcher 3, but the fact that Witcher 3 was cool enough to get a card game to come as a full on.
Is that a game inside of Witcher 3?
Yes,
it's a side game.
Inside of Witcher 3, there's this game that all the characters play called Gwent. And it's basically a card battling game that you can take the cards from other players
Can you
when
play
you
it
win
in
and
game?
things like that. Yeah, you
play it
play
as a
it
side game,
as your character playing it. So it's a game within the game.
Meta.
So they turned it into a physical game.
It was that cool.
Well, it's an emotional.
Or
game.
is it an app?
It's an app for
Okay.
well, not an app. It's not even an app because it'll be out for Xbox One and Windows PC. But I would be incredibly surprised if they don't release it for iPad and
They should
like
turn it into
iOS.
a
seems
real physical
almost-
game. That'd
they
be
don't-
sweet.
So I wouldn't be surprised either if they do that, but no one has done it yet. I'm just happy that they're getting a standalone game for it at all.
It's pretty cool.
It's a fun game, and I guess CD Projekt Red was inundated with people over the last couple years emailing them saying, "Why don't you make a standalone Gwent game?" Because
I still have to play Witcher 3 just in general.
it's my favorite game of all time.
Yeah, I have the
I will say that without reservation.
the Wild Hunt, but like it's just so overwhelming to me. Like when I turn it on and there's just so much dialogue coming at me.
It's such a good
Is
story.
it like that the entire game? Just like a ton of dialogue coming out? Is it like Mass
No.
Effect?
It's definitely, it's very much like Mass Effect in that there's a lot of story and dialogue, but it's really good, and it's all voice acted.
I've got a bone to pick.
But
Just ignore that.
the beginning.
Who said that?
We'll pick your bone in a minute.
Who said that?
The beginning of it is very dialogue heavy, just like every RPG you start. You got to establish the
That's
character.
true.
and-
Dragon Age was kind of a slog to get through it first.
Exactly.
I
All right.
can't get into the play style of Dragon Age.
I like Dragon Age.
Let's
Sorry.
get to
So
Jarron's
you said your most favorite game ever was Last of Us.
pick this bone.
Just like a month or two ago. What changed
No, I
between?
didn't.
Yes, you did.
A
Yes,
month?
you did.
It was like last year.
Check
did.
the tape.
Oh, you totally said it.
Last of Us.
I
I
said
have
that
no
was
idea.
one of my
So
favorite
what
games.
changed between then and now?
The Blood and Wine expansion pack for Witcher 3.
Boom.
It's
How
so
much
You had an
wine was
answer.
there?
there was more blood than wine, if you believe that.
Really?
Yes.
Oh, that's disappointing.
But anyway, Gwent is probably going to be pretty dang cool, and I really do hope they release it on a mobile platform.
Yeah.
because that makes a lot of sense to have it that way, like Hearthstone and things like
Is
that.
it
from
as
Blizzard.
easy as Hearthstone to pick up and start playing?
It's pretty dang easy. I never got super into it on my game because I really like everything else The Witcher has to offer. And since they're releasing it as a standalone game, I don't have to play it in Witcher. I can play it by itself because I'll get distracted doing side quests. I mean, that's just the way it works.
Well, you obviously
For
haven't
me.
played Uncharted 4 yet.
I have not.
Ha!
Hey, Final Fantasy is missing from this list.
Oh, I did forget about Final
Yeah.
Fantasy. We'll add a link to that one as well.
Yeah.
But that's already been announced. They just did some gameplay.
I just
which
wanted
I thought was really boring looking.
the most exciting part about it was just the guy in the pajamas. And,
Oh, yeah.
Oh, my
and
gosh.
so the Japanese, that one was kind of, if there was a flop here, because we were talking about the difference between apples.
That was
Yeah.
and-
embarrassing.
oh
to
man!
watch.
So they had the two. So there was the translator, the guy in Japan, the Japanese guy,
The white guy that translates
Yeah.
Japanese.
But
Who
then
has
before
Japanese
that-
hair.
He did.
I-
He looked like an
anime character.
anime character that
Yeah.
a white kid anime character,
Yep.
a white guy. Anyway,
But then before that was the other guy that couldn't really talk very well in English.
come on now, don't be dogging him for his
no,
accent.
I wasn't talking for his accent. I was talking because I think that he just did it was a very stereotypical. It's a very good, and then that's my best. That's
what
the
did you
best.
say?
That's the exactly.
It's a very good.
See, I don't have one. I'm not.
Because you're not racist.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, but
trying
it
really
was. I felt like everybody in the audience was just kind of like, "Good job," and it just felt a little awkward during the presentation.
You played the game very good.
And he was like, you could tell that he's like, I really want to be on stage during E3, and they're like, okay, here's your lines, and
Yeah.
then it kind of didn't come out as smooth. I just liked.
See, I'm
That
just
is
social-
mean.
I'm used to that though because I usually watch the Nintendo keynotes,
right.
and they always have heads of Nintendo talking that are from Japan, and
Yeah.
they have really thick accents.
Yeah, he had a really thick accent. It was kind of cute to see him stumble and fall.
Wow.
It was like, look at him trying to speak English. It's so cute.
Oh my god!
Whoa, Owen, just
What?
stop talking, Owen.
You can get to him, get his Twitter
Put him in the-
at Technoan.
Hey,
Put him in the racist corner.
I
He
thought
gets
it
5
was
minutes.
funny.
5 minutes
if
in the
you
racist
can't
corner.
laugh at yourself, then what are you laughing at?
He's
anything?
really, really racist.
Oh my gosh!
I'll allow it for
All right,
James.
so-
Owen,
I got a cute chubby face.
Final
Yeah,
Fantasy.
I know. Dang it.
Final Fantasy. I watched that video though, and it was your normal size human fighting a Titan, I guess is what they
Yeah.
called it. But it was enormous. I mean, like the guy's finger was as big as the human, if not larger. And so to me, it looked weird because he would run up and poke at the guy's hand.
Yeah.
with
Also,
his
I don't
sword
think
for
he
a
was.
minute.
I don't think he was playing very well
No,
either. he was getting
got-
his arse
He got
kicked.
kicked around.
Yeah, he
for
was
sure.
not doing very well either. He's like, "Oh crap, I'm in front of so many people," and he didn't do well.
And he didn't
I
do
think.
so well.
I don't. I think.
But we'll see how.
What just happened? Oh, hey,
moved your
that's
mic.
way better.
I know, right?
Yeah.
it helps when you talk in your mic.
Hey, shut
Can I
it.
just say how excited I am to put on a VR headset and look up to see a giant that I have to fight? I'm so excited about this.
VR has a lot of potential.
Potential, yes.
Has a lot of potential.
Potential in a few years, maybe.
Let's see. I wanted to hit on
Titanfall 2.
Titan, yeah, we should hit on Titanfall 2 for sure.
Wait, we got to go.
Whoa,
I thought we were talking
went-
about favorite
Owen?
games. We got to
We
go to
went-
the next person's.
Jarron?
That was mine.
Yeah. Oh, that
And
was
then
yours,
we do-
Titanfall.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Journey?
I'm a man.
You're a man.
I'm a man.
Your
Go,
favorite. Your
go,
favorite
Jaron.
E3.
I missed the segue. I fell off or
You suck.
missed it or whatever. I apologize.
Jaron's favorite game so far of E3, Titanfall 2.
Titanfall 2 and We Happy Few, actually.
Oh, that looks so good.
That looks really good.
That looks really cool. So, Titanfall 2, I like it because it's going to be on PS4 finally.
It's gonna be on everything.
Everything. And they said all DLC is going to be free.
That is key.
It's amazing.
So this is a trend that we saw started first. Well, I mean, it was on the first high-profile game that I remember was Halo 5.
Yeah.
Guardians. All DLC for all map packs for Halo 5 Guardians multiplayer are free
Yep.
because they don't want to fragment the multiplayer user base.
That's
love
what exactly
that.
what happened in Halo 4 and all
Consumer
the other ones
friendly.
before. I would not buy
And
them.
Overwatch.
I bought the game.
And Overwatch.
Overwatch was the second big one to do it that I'm aware of. I could be wrong, but that's the second big one. That is a fantastic.
And then
game, by the way.
Battlefront. Ha, just kidding. That's ridiculous.
No. Battlefront.
Things you
Battlefront
say.
went pure Call of Duty with its map packs.
Yep.
I hope it fails.
And it hasn't gone on sale yet. $50. It's ridiculous. All
It's
right.
like
So-
a Nintendo game.
Titanfall 2, I'm really curious to know what game engine they used because I'm a nerd like that. It looked better than Titanfall
It
1.
looked really good.
But so I don't think they used the Source engine, because that's what they used in the first Titanfall was the Source engine.
Yeah, it's an old engine.
And it was heavily, heavily modified, obviously, because Titanfall looks good. It's a good-looking game.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
So, go ahead.
you can just shoot people though, like anywhere, and I feel like they die. Like how they map out the body and how it moves
On Titanfall?
On Titanfall, yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like it's really easy to kill people in that game, like too easy.
Yeah, but
Pretty
it's
easy to kill people in real life too. Have you tried it?
Yes.
It's easy to get killed in that game as well.
Yeah,
So I mean,
guess.
it's fairly well balanced. But they're introducing some new Titans, some new
Titans have swords,
some new weapons for the Titans, new weapons for the single player,
Grappling hooks.
new abilities,
grappling hooks.
new abilities.
love
for the
grappling
Titans.
hooks.
There's a teleport ability I think I saw in one of the trailers.
I saw one that the pilot gets into the fist and it throws it like a monkey's poop.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
it
yeah.
just throws the
Hurls
pilot.
That's
That's
The
cool.
pilot. It looks awesome. Like poop.
What was the other thing that? Oh yeah, single player campaign this time.
Oh, that's right.
Finally.
They added one.
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah.
And I watched the single player campaign trailer for it, and it looked pretty cool. Like it looks like it's told from the perspective of the Titan
Yeah.
and the Titan's artificial intelligence.
So
Oh, that's
is it going to
cool.
be anything substantial, or is it going to be basically like a training thing?
They have said it's supposed to be a full on single player campaign
Cool.
because basically that's what the I use the quotes single player campaign was in Titanfall 1. They never really said they had a single player campaign, but you basically played one match on each of the maps, and there was some very poorly told story in
Yeah.
between each map.
So maybe they got some good storytellers to
So-
write something.
If they
Yeah.
accomplished all of that and used a new game engine, I'd be impressed.
Well, I mean, they don't have to have made the game engine. They could have
right, but
licensed it from Unreal.
Still,
or
I imagine.
Epic. I
I
mean,
imagine it's a lot of work to get like the assets into a new game engine
Oh, yeah.
and junk. But
for
See,
sure.
I want one made with the Frostbite engine because in Battlefield 1, that looks amazing.
Yeah.
Frostbite engine is great.
Frostbite engine is a fantastic piece of technology. Was there another game you wanted to talk about before?
We Happy Few.
Oh yeah,
That looks good.
that game looks creepy
Yeah.
as crap. I
So,
love it.
good.
I hate scary, creepy things,
Same.
but I played BioShock and BioShock Infinite. BioShock Infinite wasn't really scary, but BioShock was
That one got
really
ya,
scary.
right?
Creepy.
That one got ya.
I loved it, even though I hate scary things. And this is made from the same people. Is that right?
So there are a few developers that started the company that is making We Happy Few, and they came out of the ashes of the game of the company that did BioShock.
Like a phoenix.
Irrational, I think, was the company.
Yeah.
And that company went under because basically the head of that company said, "I don't want to make games anymore."
So
or
what do
something
they
like
do now?
So they don't do anything. Like that company
Really?
dissolved.
Oh, I didn't know that.
As far as
I
I
I
don't
know.
want to do this anymore.
Yeah, Ken Levine basically said to everyone, "We're done." And so these guys banded together and formed their own company, and they've started this new game. They've been developing this new game for a while called We Happy Few. It looks
It's-
very similar.
It's very stylized, so like the graphics aren't like photorealistic; they're kind of cartoony. But
More like BioShock Infinite.
Yeah, it looks like
Yeah.
BioShock.
yeah, but it takes place in the '60s. Is that right? And it looks all sorts of freaky deaky.
We'll have the link up to the video, and
Yeah, it's
it is
trippy.
really neat. Like I'm excited for
Yeah.
it.
Yeah,
It's got
it
a
looks
lot
cool.
of potential. Hopefully, it plays good because I hate it when games look so great from their stories.
Yep.
Their story previews, and then they turn out to play like a turd. It's the worst.
I just wish that, you know how that studio isn't together anymore? I wish the studio that did Lionhead Studios, when they
Oh,
went
Peter
under,
Molyneux's.
Yeah,
yeah,
they
Molyneux.
Fable?
formed a new studio. I want a new Fable. I want a new black and white.
Good luck with that, man.
Yeah, no joke.
Good luck. All right, you wanted to talk about
Oh, I want to talk about everything.
all the things.
All the
Oh man, no, I'll just keep it short. You know, for the life of me, I can't remember what game looks the best to me. All of them look great. I'm a big fan of Titanfall. Big fan of Happy Game.
We Happy Few.
We Happy Few.
I like
I
that
don't know.
title better. Yeah.
I don't know. That's pretty much it. There's just a lot of free
let's,
stuff.
let's talk
that
about
comes out.
Battlefield 1 for a minute.
Wait.
That's what I was going to say. Battlefield 1.
Let's address this. You were so excited to talk about games this whole time,
Yeah.
and then finally when you get to talk about it, like, oh, I don't have much.
Yeah,
you
I
talk
mean-
for 20
Well, it's
seconds.
because I go last.
I haven't gone yet. You're
Well,
not last?
We're going together.
No.
All right.
Mine
Anywho,
are separate from James.
Battlefield 1 looks
Separate.
awesome. I'm not a big Battlefield fan, but just the time era.
And that's the problem I have with Battlefield 1.
Why?
I don't know how
All right,
to.
let's
You
get
don't like
into this.
old.
I'm
You
gonna-
don't like old weapons and old.
Okay, so I
like reading it.
I am not a fan of old weapon technology, but that's not why I'm not excited for Battlefield 1.
Okay.
What?
I'm getting up in your face.
He's
okay.
taking his mic out of the stand.
Well, he's
It's getting-
unsheathed, guys.
Here's
He pulled it out.
Now I can look right at Tony,
He
and
pulled-
they're going to have a debate.
the microphone.
out.
The microphone.
Give me one other game that looks like it plays like this that you don't like.
No. It's
okay.
it's the time period.
It's
Yeah.
the period.
I don't think we should be making
Light
Light,
of Italy
of
and trying to get back into another war with them because they're
Making
one
light
of our allies
of
right
No,
now.
Tens of millions of deaths.
yeah, like and the way that war was fought, it was so visceral and terrible and
Oh, you're talking about trench warfare.
yes,
Yeah, it was one of the worst wars ever.
it was probably the
Now a company's profiting
worst.
off of it.
That's what I'm saying. Like they're profiting off of
gore.
this awful,
The-
awful event in human history.
Yeah, but haven't you ever watched The Walking Dead? I mean, billions of people have died.
That's fake, and I'm okay with that.
Yep.
They're
They're like,
were you there for World
they're
War
like,
One?
gosh,
How do you know
I
it's
wish
not
we could
fake?
I wish we could make a game that didn't have to worry about the Geneva Convention or any of that. Hey,
Hey, World War One.
They formed that.
Yep. And let me technology wise, I'm really excited for the way they're pushing that Frostbite engine because it looks gorgeous. The destructibility of the environment is amazing.
Go on.
And in that aspect, it's freaking phenomenal. But I don't know. I have this weird sort of like reverence for World War One, and maybe it's because all my history teachers we learned when they taught me about World War One, it was always like how terrible and awful this scenario was for everyone, and the things that these soldiers went through are almost unspeakable.
So if you guys want to learn more about it, Dan Carlin has an awesome podcast about it. It's called Hardcore History. Blueprint for Armageddon's the name of the episodes.
Uh-huh.
Great episodes about World War One and how it started and how terrible it was and stuff.
I mean, the mustard gas was like just that alone was
Yep.
so awful, and then the fact that they're all in these trenches where they're in there for so long that they start to get foot rot in their boots because they're in this these nasty wet
I
trenches.
wonder if you get health packs for foot rot in that game.
Wait, is that the same thing as athlete's foot?
Can you just
It's-
like spray on it and get your foot?
Probably,
Yeah.
your foot repairs itself.
It's like boop 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 boop.
And it showed in the video them using their spades to kill people, which that was something in World War One that happened because your bayonets, you could stick it into someone and sometimes it gets stuck in their rib cage and stuff when you're pulling it out. So they would grab their spades that they used to dig their trenches and just start hacking at people. And they showed that in the video, and I'm like, wow, wow. So I mean, I've never been one to shy away from violence in video games. I have no problem with that kind of thing, but when it's this realistic depiction of realistic events, it's just hard for me. And I'm not saying you're a bad person if you want to play this game, or I'm not going to say I don't think anything less of anyone that's excited for this game. I probably won't be playing it.
James has a frown on his face.
I don't know if you know what it sounds like when somebody takes the wind out of your sails.
He talked about the good parts.
There goes the wind, right out of your sails.
I'm still
Sad.
going to buy it, and I'm going to play it.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, go
and I'm
for
going to
it
hack people apart with the trenches.
with the trench spades.
Trench spade.
Said what I said.
Just pretend like it didn't really happen. Wait, that's not good either. Never
No,
mind.
that's not good either. Like, and I don't know. For some reason, to me, World War II doesn't raise those same kind of emotions inside me when
World
I
War
see
II
depictions
is-
of World War
I was
II.
listening to a podcast the other day. It's one of the only wars where there was a good side, like a defined good side,
Definite
and a
good and bad.
defined bad side.
And maybe,
like-
maybe that's one of the things that makes it less hard for me to swallow, because you know you're killing Nazis and you know they're bad guys.
Well, what happens when you play on the Nazis team?
When do you ever play on the Nazis team?
Multiplayer.
Well,
Right.
Then you're the bad guy,
then you're the bad guy.
and you deserve to get killed.
So,
I'm not
and
talking to you guys anymore.
I much prefer games with made-up scenarios, like future warfare games or modern games set in the present that aren't depicting real events.
But these graphics are amazing.
Oh, they're second to none. I mean,
yeah.
from a technical standpoint, that game looks freaking phenomenal.
Yeah, I thought it couldn't get better than Battlefront, but
I guess it looks like they've been hinting at it, but they haven't said it for sure. You're going to be able to ride horses as well while you fight, just like they did in World War One.
Yeah, so many people with Peter are going to be pissed.
Right? Killing all these fake horses.
In World War One with the mustard gas and the No Geneva Convention. Because that's what I think about when I play video games.
Anyway, shut up, James. You enjoy that game. Tell me how great it is, and I'll sit here from the sidelines and think, man, that game looks really good, but it just makes me feel icky inside.
That's the wind again. There's that wind again.
Oh, it feels nice.
Hey, can we talk about when is the game that... Okay, so there was Assassin's Creed Black Flag years
Yes.
and years and years ago, right?
Yes.
Didn't
Like 3.
Like half that team split off, and they were going to make a separate pirate game, just like a standalone pirate game? Is that ever going to happen?
I heard something about that, but there's been no showing of anything that they've been doing. But there
there's
is
a pirate game that they showed.
yes, Sea of Thieves.
Which in a perfect world, that'd be a great game. But it shows you how you need to have like 6 friends to like.
I think that was just
sail
an
a
example.
boat.
I think that was
Really?
just an example.
Because
yeah.
like when he's like, I can't see. You guys got to tell me which way to go.
They were saying what it could do. I don't think you had to have.
Okay,
but
'cause
it definitely is multiplayer centric.
So
They
does
don't-
one of those friends have to like mop the decks and stuff? Because that sounds
It was
boring.
it was kind of, I mean, to an extent, it looked like that. Each one had a different job to do on the
Yeah,
boat.
like one had to be
I don't
below
want mopping
decks, like,
duty
patching it.
again.
Right, and that was one of the cool things about all of the game. Like a lot of the games were all that multiplayer based, cross-platform playing
Which
too.
in an ideal world
Would be great.
It would be great, but you don't know who I play with.
Yeah.
I play with a bunch of Leroy Jenkins, and they'd like jump off the side of the boat with their muskets and try to attack the boat.
I don't think you'd have any fun with that
Well,
game.
No, I wouldn't.
And well, and a part of that too is that now with mixing PC and console and all like iOS, Android, that was a big part of this thing too. Is that they were like Minecraft. They talked
Yeah,
about playing
yep.
Minecraft across all platforms
On the same server.
On the same server.
Yeah.
So no more that you have Minecraft for your tablet. Sorry,
Lame-o.
or Xbox or the computer or whatever.
Yeah.
And same with like Forza was the same way. Like they showed people playing it on the PC on the Xbox One, and then the guy with the race track with the steering wheel. And
That was
PC.
PC.
Was that PC?
Yeah.
So that was pretty cool. I thought that they're gearing towards that cross-platform, which is Microsoft's original idea for Xbox was a centric media center for everything.
Yeah, it was just supposed to be a hub.
Yeah, a hub, and so
So they're finally
getting to that
15
part.
years later,
Yeah, they're like, we were way behind on game development, and being able to.
They just need to find a way to equal out, especially in the first-person shooter genre.
Yeah.
Well-
a way to level the playing field.
So the only way they're going to do that, if you ask me, is if they
you have to plug a controller directly into your computer.
well, they're going to either have to that's an option, or do keyboard and mouse on the Xbox.
Which I'd be fine with that because then that opens
That
up
new
a
controller, too,
whole new
Yeah.
strategy game
Right.
genre.
Or what I think's honestly going to happen is I think they're just going to show they're going to just partition you off into players with controllers, players with keyboard and mouse.
Oh, I can see that.
Separate but equal.
Yeah, basically, even though it's not. So back to the Sea of Thieves, though.
Mm-hmm.
That's if I remember correctly, that's being developed by Rare.
Yeah.
You haven't seen Rare do anything in a while, so
No.
that could be good.
This is what they've been working on.
Yeah,
We got a glimpse of the Rare break-off Banjo-Kazooie game. What's that game called?
Ukulele.
Ukulele.
Yeah.
When's that supposed to come out?
That one comes out this year, I believe.
Yeah, that looks good.
And if you like platformers, 3D platformers, that one's going to be a lot of fun, I think. It's a lot of the same guys that made Banjo-Kazooie.
yeah,
and
they even got the same
Donkey Kong 64.
orchestrators, so it's like
Yeah.
very similar music.
Yep.
So the Sea of Thieves is exclusive, right? To
Yeah.
Xbox.
Yep.
Yep.
Dang.
Almost everything they showed in the Microsoft keynote was exclusive
Yeah.
to Xbox Windows 10.
Titanfall and
Pushing those two.
I said
Okay.
almost.
and the happy one.
No, I said almost.
So those two. Okay,
Those
good.
two are
good.
not-
Those,
those
are
are-
the
those
two
are-
I was interested.
Yeah,
in.
those are platform agnostic.
We happy few.
We happy few. So the other one I wanted to hit on just for a few minutes, or just a minute, was I wanted to talk about Dead Rising 4, Gears of War 4, and Skyrim Remastered. So real quick, Gears of War 4, it's the fourth sequel to Gears of War.
Have you guys played those?
I have. I played 1, 2, and 3.
And
I liked it a lot.
would you suggest hopping back in, starting with number 1, or can you hop in with 3? Or...
You know what? They're fun enough, and they have the remastered versions on Xbox One. I'd say hop in with 1. If you haven't played any of them, it's worth playing for sure. They're pretty dang neat.
They were one of the first ones where it's like you hide behind something and
cover
then shoot
based,
around it. Yeah,
cover-based shooters.
Yeah.
And I definitely highly recommend those games. They're pretty dang good. Gears of War 4, it looks like they're trying to do the same thing that they did with Gears 1 on the 360, which is showcase what kind of visuals they can squeeze out of.
Which it has new characters, right? It's not the same.
Yeah, it takes place 15 years or 20 years after Gears of War 3.
Really?
Yeah.
So they didn't mop up or anything at the end of 3?
I think this is a different problem they're having.
Oh, man, how many problems do they need to have? For you guys?
A lot.
Have one problem if you just go into the other one.
You done muttering?
Stupid. Gonna get problems. Just pop out like low.
Okay.
Dang, you're right. Uncharted came out after Gears of War.
Stupid white people.
Take that. Gears of War. Uncharted is basically a Gears of War clone.
Stupid.
So what's going to be cool about the Gears of War 4 is it uses the new
Frostbite.
No, the new Unreal 4 engine, and they're trying to basically show how cool they can make things look on the Xbox One and the PC with that engine. It will also support HDR, which is really neat.
So for somebody who doesn't know what that is, not saying I don't, but
right.
just in case we have a listener out there, what does it mean to you?
High dynamic range.
16 million colors versus 1 billion.
Yeah, so you get the 1 billion colors instead of just 16 million.
Ooh.
So there's a lot
Way
richer, a lot richer colors, a lot more, a much larger color palette to choose from when they're making their stuff. So,
But you need a TV to display that.
You need a TV that will display it. So,
like the VOIP series.
which also it makes you wonder if the current Xbox One will be able to show the HDR, or if that's going to be exclusive to Xbox One S. So you might have to have an Xbox One S to get HDR.
I bet they'll make it exclusive to the one.
They got to
think
push that
so?
console.
Yeah.
They
How
gotta,
much longer do you guys think is in this console cycle?
Well, that's
You
the
want to
thing.
give it like 2 or 3
Now
more
we're getting a
years?
sub console.
Yeah,
so
I don't think we have console cycles anymore. It's these.
I think it's switching to more
3-year
of
upgrades.
a smartphone style
Yep.
market.
Cool.
This
So
is where This is where I want that upgradability versus having to repurchase the whole package. But
So
know,
you don't buy a Wii U and then
I
just
don't-
end up with an old one. And
Well, Nintendo, I don't think is on that train.
No.
So far, it looks like it's only going to be PS4,
Nintendo's
PlayStation,
behind.
PlayStation, and Xbox. But I don't think you're going to get upgradable. Oh, and I think you're going to buy a new one every couple years. But if they keep the price points good, then it's not really that big of a deal because you buy a new cell phone every 2 years or so, and they're like $500.
yeah,
yeah, but it's
It's just harder to.
once I break it though,
Yeah.
I have to have. I mean, there has to be like a good reason. I don't think-
disappointed me.
Well,
It's
that's
harder to rationalize.
That's what's nice, though, is if they keep everything backwards compatible, you don't have to upgrade
Right.
if you don't want to until you
Just-
see a feature that goes, I really want to
It
upgrade
just
now.
cell phone seems so much more necessary than a game console.
That's what I was going to
So,
say is you take it with you everywhere.
Yeah, and you got to have it at this point. I
Yeah.
mean,
Your mom's more necessary than a game console.
Oh, and you got to have it.
Man, you got to have it.
whoa, he swooped right in there.
All right, so that's looking pretty cool. Dead Rising 4.
Dude, that
Have you guys,
game...
have you guys
I
played
thought-
any of the Dead Rising
I
games?
haven't-
I just like the song they put it to.
It's a good song.
Yeah,
I thought I fell asleep and I was like, am I really seeing this?
it was a Christmas song.
It fit the...
Yeah.
It didn't fit it, though, was the thing. But in that way, it fit it really
Yeah,
well.
exactly. The irony was
yeah.
good.
Yeah.
Good choice on their part for that background music. But so it looks like if you played Dead Rising 3, it looks very similar to Dead Rising 3, but bigger, better, faster. And Dead Rising 3 was a lot of fun. I actually beat that game twice, which I don't do very often. But they showed your guy riding in a bumper car that was electrified.
Oh, yeah.
Electrifying zombies as he drove by. They showed the main character. Ooh, it's Frank, by the way, from the very first Dead Rising. He's back in Vegas 15 years later for some reason.
They showed him in an exosuit.
Yeah, they showed him in
ripping
an
up like
exosuit, tearing zombies in half.
Yeah, with like a
And-
steel beam or something like
Yeah,
that.
and a flamethrower attachment. They showed him, I mean, basically whatever crazy thing you could think of, they showed him doing it to these zombies.
Do you
And-
build those things?
Yeah, so in Dead Rising 3, they introduced a pretty decent crafting
cool.
platform. So you find the schematics, and then you got to find the pieces and build it.
Yeah.
And it was a lot of fun. The stuff that they had you build was just bananas, and this looks even more over the top. So I'm kind of excited for that one. Those games are fun. And Skyrim Remastered, which I got to say I'm a little bit disappointed they didn't remaster an older game, because Skyrim just came out a couple years ago.
Hey, I appreciate this. Skyrim was the game I kind of wanted to get into, but I haven't, so I might jump in.
Well, don't get me wrong. Skyrim's a fantastic game. I put over 100 hours into it already.
Nerd!
Shut up.
Geek!
But
Show.
the reason I figured out with my research, the reason they chose Skyrim is because they used it internally to develop the engine to have Fallout 4 on the new consoles.
Kind of like what Naughty Dog did with Last of Us and
Exactly like
Uncharted 4.
Exactly.
Hey, that's a phone call I'll never get. So
My dad.
Oh, because he doesn't have a dad.
I just saw a meme online that was like, it's how you can get the new Skyrim edition on your computer with all the mods.
That's the thing is, you can do that with mods, but you're still dealing with an older version of the engine. So I mean, the way that Bethesda is kind of getting around that is they said if you have Skyrim on the PC with the 2 expansion packs, or maybe 3, when Skyrim Remastered releases, you'll get it for free.
Oh, that's
Free.
nice.
It'll be free download for you.
Wait, so is this going to be a game that when I buy it on Xbox, I'll also be able to
No, it's not
play?
part of the Play Anywhere. So
Give it to me and you take it away.
That looks pretty cool. And then they also did briefly, not on stage, it was in an interview later, the guy, the head of Bethesda, Todd, I forget his name.
Weiler.
Something, no. He did say,
Not even close.
he did basically say, you can stop asking us if we're developing Elder Scrolls 6. We are, but it is a long, long way off, and we're not showing anything on it until we're much closer to the launch window.
Why would they not?
Exactly.
I mean, do you like money?
It's obvious.
Just take all of it.
Everyone knows they
It's
were...
like saying, hey, Tony, do you think they're going to come out with a Fallout 5? Tony,
No.
Tony, Fallout 5?
No, they don't like
Do you think they want money?
Nah.
Do you think they want more money?
They probably have
want
enough. They got enough money.
Okay.
Howard. Todd Howard.
Todd Howard, yes, thank you.
He does
So-
my dry cleaning.
He's a man of many talents.
You get clothes dry cleaned?
Yeah.
Wow.
All of them.
You clean your clothes?
I didn't know anyone that did that.
Aw.
Because your face looks dirty.
That's his sad right there.
Just let it
Now
happen.
that joke that I made against myself earlier just sunk in. Like,
Yeah.
wow, I really am never going to get a call from my dad.
Why do you make these jokes about
Yeah,
your
see,
orphanings?
this is
I don't
see,
know.
This is your fault.
this is why I had that hard time. It's hard. It's painful.
Reminds me of that
I'm like-
scene in
I'm
Arrested
like-
Development where the kid's just sitting on the stoop and their father's like, sorry, son, I'm going to run off with this whore instead of going fishing with you. But instead, there's just no
Nobody.
whore or father.
Double slammed.
I am dead. on the inside.
You're a remainder. You can't be dead anywhere.
Cabela sells guns, right?
Oh man.
Not the remainders.
You know what?
They're like, are you a remainder?
Have a sign above the gun rack that says
No remainders.
"No orphans."
No orphans.
I have nothing funny to say that because everything was actually oddly accurate. Nobody was there to walk me down the aisle when I got married.
Looks like we don't serve your kind here.
Get out, boy.
Oh my gosh.
That was spit.
Is there any other games you guys want to talk about? Because I think that
We should
I
probably
just-
pull any more to the next episode.
That's
there's
it
gonna
for
be,
me.
There's gonna be tons.
I just
Yeah.
wish that all these games during E3 would just drop the week of.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm tired of this. Oh, yeah, by the way, they're not going to come out until after next year's E3.
After
but
the
be
new
excited.
console comes out. That's the thing.
Yet they still want you to pre-order it and give them a bunch
Yeah,
of money
see that-
right now.
Right.
Because
Yeah.
that's
Which
how they, that's
you
how they
should
drive
not do, ever.
That's how they drive investment, right? They're like, "Oh, this game has so much pre-sale
Yep.
that they can." Then investors are like, "Oh man, that's a safe bet.
We
That's
should
guaranteed.
Give them some money.
That money's already spent."
Money.
So yeah, it's a gimmick.
There's a few development houses that do try to keep it close to the chest until they release it, and
Blizzard?
lately. No.
No.
I know.
Blizzard? They're the worst.
I didn't hear anything.
They are
about
the
it.
biggest offender of announcing a game.
I didn't know about Overwatch until
way
the week
too
before
early.
it came out. If I'm being honest.
I was going to say Bethesda has made it a point to, like, Fallout 4 was announced last E3, and it came out like 5 months later. I mean, for a game of that size and scope, that's huge. They kept it hush hush until that time.
Hey, Battlefront was pretty hush hush for a while.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's because they didn't have much to show since the game's so small.
Yeah, they probably made it in like 2 months.
That game, man.
They came out and admitted that there was no single player because they had to match the
Here's the
release
thing.
window.
But I love Battlefront. I love
of The Force Awakens.
When they came out and apologized for that, I'm like, okay, show me you're sorry.
Yeah,
Give
exactly.
me these
Give me
map packs. Don't just say,
bingo.
oh yeah, by the way, we definitely oversold this game to you guys. Ugh, not bad.
I
Next
agree.
game is going to be good though.
Yep.
I still love it.
You know what? Let me tell you something about what you just said. The next game's going to be great. When I saw that they're going to have a new Battlefield next year, I lost all interest in buying the season pass for this
Yeah,
one.
Yeah,
that's
so
true.
they should give the rest of it to you for free.
I think
At
they
least the
should
people that bought
something.
that first.
Do you know what Star
Yeah.
Wars game sounds amazing? So the Amy Hennig, who developed Uncharted, left Naughty Dog. She's developing a Star Wars game in the style of Uncharted.
Yeah.
That sounds amazing.
I saw a 6-second clip of it.
Yeah, they showed about 6 seconds of it. I'm on board though. That sounds fantastic.
Yeah.
Well, really, any Star Wars game that's longer than 3 maps, I'm on board.
True.
Yay, they
True.
had 5.
Although
Jaron's not
I mean,
exaggerating.
I'm not gonna knock the sound design. The sound design was amazing.
The graphics were
visuals
amazing. Yeah.
But still, you can't.
Well,
you know,
to be fair, they have released a lot of free maps since release. Now it's been more like 3 or 4, and they're like the huge
They're
maps.
big maps.
Yeah.
I don't care.
They have the huge maps. They have the small maps. The small maps they have like 12 now, and the huge maps they have like 7 that are free. So that's pretty good.
It's better than a kick in the pants. That's for sure.
Felt like it was $60.
It was $60.
Man, I'd take a kick in the pants for $60.
You know what?
Sold.
All right, I'm gonna go
live
get
tweeting
a
that
new
later.
game.
Boom. So next episode, we are going to have more extended coverage of E3. We're going to be talking about Sony's keynote. We're going to be talking about Nintendo stuff.
When is Nintendo's? drop?
I think theirs is tomorrow.
Tomorrow being
Tuesday. The 14th. Is that right? Yeah.
Yeah.
14th of June. So we'll talk about all that good stuff next time. And I think that's the only
What
big
else happens
industry
the rest
stuff.
of this week? So like the big
So,
keynotes are today.
Keynotes
and
are
tomorrow.
Monday and Tuesday, and then Wednesday, Thursday, Friday is all the stuff from smaller companies on the floor of the convention.
Stuff Tony
cool.
does not care about.
They talked about those smaller studios a little bit today, didn't they?
Yeah, they mentioned indie stuff.
Yeah, the
in
indie stuff.
Xbox did,
Microsoft.
yeah.
Yeah,
Keynote.
Xbox indie stuff.
So,
Is there anything that we should be looking forward to from that? Is it just
There was some
more
free.
expensive?
There wasn't there some more a free game or a couple more free games for that?
Oh yeah, they did announce Limbo is free on
Limbo,
Xbox
yeah.
One, and that's
Which
a
I
really
haven't played that game.
that's a pretty neat indie game. The reason they're putting it out for free is because that company's making another Xbox exclusive indie game. But yeah, keep an eye out for anything like that they put out for free for fans throughout the rest of the week. I don't know. It's the big stuff is always announced at keynotes, though.
Yeah.
I mean, aside from those, you just get little tidbits here and there. You get a lot of impressions from websites that have been able to do the demos on the floor, teasers, things like that. So the rest of the week is a little bit underwhelming, other than the first 2 or 3 days. But E3 is always a good time.
What's the next big tech conference after this one that we should be looking forward to?
Probably
Apple announces their junk in September, like all their hardware.
Check out our junk.
Check this
You
out.
like what you see?
That'll be in September. I don't think there's anything really between now and then.
Yeah, summer's usually quiet.
Yeah, because Google I/O already happened.
Yep.
And I'm sure they'll announce something early fall for new Nexus phones.
It's usually later fall for
Or
Nexus.
later fall. Yeah, you're right. And then after that, it's you know what? In August there is Tokyo Game Show. Tokyo Game Show is
gonna keep my
in
mouth
August. And
Good choice.
Now
Yeah.
I have to go to the racist corner.
you guys.
See, I kept my mouth closed.
Good job, Owen. Well done.
Mm-hmm.
And I think PAX. There's a couple of PAX expos, Penny Arcade expos coming up this year. Still, I think. I don't know.
should go to CES this next year.
I really want to try. I really want to try
We're
and
doing
put
it.
that
Road trip,
together.
road trip.
We need press passes.
I can get those.
Really?
Yeah.
I think we
Really?
could all get those.
Yeah.
We
If
have
you just sign up.
we
for
I
it.
have-
can't, so you can count me out.
we have fans, dozens of fans.
Dozens of you.
Literally dozens of us.
They
Yeah.
can't say no to that.
The Void did.
Oh.
Aw.
No, they didn't even say no. They just didn't
That's-
They
respond.
just ignored us.
That's worse. And I just see article after article. They're like, the Void. Oh my gosh, this is so amazing. They're only letting press in it. Every single time, I just feel more and more rejected.
Oh, speaking of the Void, that's the name of the new game engine that the company Arcane is using for Dishonored 2. And that game looks really cool as well.
The best meme for that game was, I'm going to kill 1,000 people to prove I didn't kill this one person.
Yeah, Dishonored 1, that was pretty much it. And that was a really fun game, and Dishonored 2 looks even better. So keep an eye out on that one as well. But
My back hurts and I need to pee.
I'm Jarron.
I might be going into labor, actually.
what the crap?
That's what happens, right?
You're
Lower
gonna-
back pain.
You're going to deliver a
Sexist
baby?
corner. Bam. I kept my mouth shut again.
High five, Owen. That deserves crisp high five
Yeah.
I want a crisp high five.
No.
Yeah.
From the corner.
from the corner. All right, anything else you guys wanted to hit on before we
I think we
close
hit it
shop?
all.
Yeah, we went a full 90 minutes.
We hit it. We tapped it.
Longest-
We're done.
Longest episode ever. So I'll bet the next one's about this long too, but we'll see. We'll see.
It looks long from far.
Okay. And that's it, everybody.
Woo!
We're
done.
We'll see you in 2 weeks.
I get to go home!
Yay.
Hadouken!